Hey guys, and what's up? This is episode 4 in my series. This week's miniature, we're going to be painting the lawfully evil green dragon. So let's jump right into it. Welcome back, everybody. This week's miniature, we're going to be painting the young green dragon from Nalzer's Marvelous Miniatures. Just opening up the package here. And green dragons, they normally live in jungles or grasslands. So we're going to do the color scheme like the monster manual in 5e. And there's a lot of details on this model, which I'm already starting to like it. Okay, gonna start out here with some Angel Green, which is one of the primers from Army Painter. And I'm gonna cover the whole model in this dark green, just to give it like a undertone. And then we're gonna build the color up slowly. Now, I'm probably going to need about 2 or 3 coats of this to get good coverage. The primer that they use, this whitish gray, sometimes it's hard to cover fully. So I normally, on these dragons, go in with about at least 2 coats, because you want to thin down your paints. You don't want it to all just cake up. You do want to keep all the details. The thicker your paint is, the less details you have. So just make sure you thin out your paints and work up the color. Don't just overpower it. So here's what we got after about 3 coats of that Angel Green. Looking good. So now we're going to go in with some green skin from Army Painter, which is just a shade lighter, and we're gonna go in and start highlighting all these scales on the back and on the tail here. Now I'm leaving a little bit of that Angel Green there as well. I still want that color to come through here. This is what you call layering and building your color scheme up. Now, the more you do this, the better your model is going to look. The more realistic it's going to look. Because remember, not all organic beings have one color on their skin. Even human beings. All of our colors is not just one color. So remember that. I'm just going in here on the scales on the neck, and here starting in on the highlights of the muscles of the leg, and here we're going to go into the membrane of the wings here on the underside, and we're going to pencil in that spine part of the wing here. Now, we're going to go in with some dry brushing later, but for now, I just want to get these subtle highlights in. So I'm just continuing on, going to the other side of the leg here, highlighting all the muscles, all of the muscles on the wings, and also the spine of the wings. It's a long, tedious process, but it looks good in the end. So moving lighter on the color scale, going with some Goblin Green. And we're going to go into the underbelly of the dragon here. Now, green dragons in 5e have a very light color scheme on the underbellies and also on the membranes of the wings. So we're going to try to simulate that here. And I think this color is perfect for it. It complements the initial base coat that we had, but there is that light and dark contrast here, and that's what you want. So now with that goblin green, I'm going to go in with a pretty heavy dry brush on the outside of the wings here, just to give it some color variation. Now, green dragons, like I said, have very lightly colored wings. So also on their spines, on I guess you could call it the fins of the dragon here, on the back of it, they are very light green color. And also parts of the face here we're going to go in and highlight just to give it that color variation here. Now also we're going to go in with a small highlight on the legs here and the scales of his feet and his arms, just to give it that variation. You can highlight this up as much as you want, but just be careful. You want to go up on the color scale. It is a long process, but I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to continue highlighting the raised portions of the dragon. So I'm just continuing here. We're going into the arms of the wings, and we're going to go over that other colored green, and we're going in here on the neck. Now, when I say I go over it, I'm just kind of lightly brushing over that other color because I still want that undertone to come through here. Remember, it's not all one color, so that's what we're trying to achieve here. So here's what we got so far, looking good. Next, we're going to use some snake scales, and we're going to go in with a pretty heavy dry brush on the underside of the wings here. So this snake scale color is like a neon green, and I'm really digging it with this dragon. If you look at the photos of a 5e dragon, they have very lightly colored membranes, almost like yellow-like. I didn't want to go to that extreme, but we're still going to go at a very high color scale here. So I'm just continuing. I'm going to dry brush on the peaks of the fins here. And what the hell, I wasn't going to do it, but I decided to go in with the snake scales on the outside of the wings too. I was going to try to keep those like a different color, but I decided against it. So I just said, hell with it. Let's just go in and highlight this bastard right up. So here I'm going to go in with a combination of snake scales and demonic yellow here. And I mixed them together, and we're going to continue building up the wings here. And when you add a little bit of yellow into green, it gives it that nice fluorescent jungle type appearance. And that's what I want to go for here, since green dragons, they live in jungles, grasslands, even forest, and they're very, very greedy. I think they're actually the most greedy of all the chromatic dragons. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they are just one of the most greedy beings in the jungle. They love hoarding treasure. Okay, so it's manicure time, matte black, and we're just going to go in and paint the claws of the dragon. And here, I'm just going in with some pixel pink from Army Painter and just painting in the mouth and the tongue. So for the teeth, we're going to go in with skeleton bone, and I'm just going to pencil in these bad boys. I've used this color on my previous dragon videos. So if you haven't seen them, check it out. Gonna go in with some oak brown now and just cover the base of the model. Now my idea here is I want to make like a foresty or jungle type base. So that brown's gonna look really good. And then I'm gonna dry brush the rest of those greens that I had on here. It creates this nasty, organic, swampy type look, which is what I was going for here. So then I wanted to step up my game a little bit. I'm adding some PVA glue and add some leftover moss from my previous builds, and I feel like this gave it a good touch. So all in all, I'm happy in this build, and here's the final action shots. So that's the green dragon, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. I got one more dragon coming. That's the black dragon. So stay tuned for more. You guys have an amazing week. Thanks.